What do the nation of Brazil, the website, Amazon.com, and cryptocurrencies have in common? TLDR, they're taking forever to get working together. For more detail, stay tuned. And welcome back to the channel, lovely audience, the best audience in the cryptocurrency interwebs, and especially here on YouTube. Thank you for your support over the years. Please be sure that you are subscribed if you're not already, and thank you in advance for supporting our future expansion to a new channel as well. Guys, without further ado, let's talk about some of the news articles for today, but also take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. Current score is 28. Up from yesterday's 25. Why? Typically because of some of the news cycle, which we're going to cover in a minute, but also because of price action. People tend to let their emotions be driven by the price. But unfortunately, this hasn't refreshed yet. I suspect we're going to see a downturn in the Fear and Greed Index after this refreshes for most people. Currently, the Bitcoin price is $39,843 after a big red candle day yesterday, keeping us in that channel. It looked as though we might break to the upside. But nope, we're still in this downward trend as dictated by the mining chopsticks, right? We just throw chopsticks on our chart here and then have a simple MACD on a one-day chart. I try not to get too involved in 15-minute or 2-hour charts even. One day is just about right for me. It's about as often as I can actually check in. And I don't let myself live and die by the charts because I'm not a high-frequency trader. I don't trade with leverage, and I don't recommend that you do either. Again, do you come to this channel because of the intense technical analysis? Probably not. But let me disclaim you anyway. I'm not trying to give you legal, financial, or business advice. You need to do your own research, and where necessary, you need to talk to a professional. So do your own research and make sure you don't get wrecked. But the point is, I do think that it's pretty obvious that when we zoom out and we look at the one day, usually people's emotions are dictated by the price, not the other way around. And then when people feel strongly enough about the price, they start to buy or sell, and then it's the tail wagging the dog. But I really do think that most people feel a certain way because of what they see in the price charts first. Here we are still in that chart though, or in that channel, in that range, moving down. I think we're still in my opinion, reasonably good DCA territory here. Could Bitcoin go lower? Well, yeah, obviously it's on a trend right now. It's on a path right now towards a lower price. Does that mean you should wait until Bitcoin is on sale? Well, only you know the answer to that question. But this is what the chart is telling me right now. I don't feel a need to refresh this or to update it. I think that the chopsticks are serving us quite well today. Let's take a look at some of the top news articles, though. And what I see in our top news articles got back up. Somehow that got deleted. But the Brazilian Senate announces incoming approval for the Bitcoin law, the so-called Bitcoin law. Here are the highlights, though. It's been debated in the Chamber of Deputies since the year 2015. Clearly, if you think politics is slow in your country, you might not want to move to Brazil. But 2015 is when they initially announced this legislation. It's been approved in the first round of consideration, and there are a couple of legislators that are drafting a unified text of the bill because it's currently been dovetailed into a different crypto-focused bill. So in order to try to get this thing pushed through, some legislators are attaching it to something else. So you're going to see green and red here. So good news is, it's been around. Bad news is it's only just the first consideration. Good news is it's being dovetailed into something else. Bad news is it won't make Bitcoin legal tender in Brazil. The good news is it gives the Brazilian president power to determine a federal entity responsible for establishing real rules, things that actually are enforceable. But the bad news is the bill also proposes a penalty of 4 to 8 years in prison, in addition to a fine for those who commit fraud in the provision of virtual asset services. And here's where I see this as a double red flag in the fact that how are you going to establish penalties for rules that don't exist for to be enforced by an entity that hasn't been named yet? I am very, very concerned about the future of this bill and the future of cryptocurrencies in Brazil. So while this is probably net bullish, probably net positive, I have some concerns. We'll just say I have some very big concerns. Further, the incentives for crypto miners to set up shop in Brazil will be in place with this legislation, and it proposes an exemption of import duties for ASICs into the country, or taxes for ASICs or crypto mining rigs into the country of Brazil. I think it's too little too late, though. Frankly, Crypto mining has had its heyday in terms of investment and infrastructure over the last several years. And states like Texas here in the United States are going to do very, very well because of the early mover advantage, the first mover advantage that they took paired with low power costs. But it gets even worse for Brazil. The energy rates in Brazil are among the highest in South America, about 5 times higher than Paraguay or Venezuela. So I don't know how they're going to manage to eke out a competitive advantage in the crypto mining space where the cost basis for power is such a huge factor in your success. Further, if you look at the show notes, you're going to find a link directly to this initiative, directly from the Brazilian Legislative Senate's website, or the Senate's website, where they have the full text outlined there. If you need to translate it, you should be able to do it by going directly to the source. Additional news: Amazon CEO says they're not close to accepting crypto as a payment system. Boo. It really would be cool, right? Newegg.com accepted cryptocurrency natively back in the day, and I believe has reverted back to accepting cryptocurrency natively without the need for any kind of conversion or gift cards or anything else. But we're going to talk about that in just a minute, why all is not lost. Andy Jassy is the CEO of Amazon, and he was on CNBC the other day. He said, I don't have Bitcoin myself personally. I view that as a little bit of a red flag for a CEO of a major technology company not to have exposure to Bitcoin. Andy, buddy, get off zero. Get off zero. Figure out what all this is about by getting your feet wet. You got to try it out, even a tiny bit. Is that financial advice to the CEO of Amazon? Yeah, maybe him. But really, get off zero. Figure out what this Bitcoin hullabaloo is all about. But he says, I expect that NFTs will continue to grow very significantly. Well, and lo and behold, surprise, surprise, he envisions a time when Amazon will sell NFTs to its customers. So it does seem like, as CEO of a major technology company, that he is trying to put shareholder interests first by way of, what can we sell? How can we improve our bottom line? So I think his heart is in the right place in terms of running a corporation. I think his head is not quite in the right place yet in terms of understanding the full opportunity of ownership of cryptocurrencies or payment through cryptocurrencies. And again, I'd admonish Andy, if this ever hits his desk, to get some more exposure to cryptocurrencies and not just think about NFTs as something that can be listed for sale on Amazon, but cryptocurrencies as a payment method, and maybe even trying out private ownership of NFTs on his own. That I think might help improve the conversation just a little bit. That said, is it all bad news? I don't think so. A non-sponsored segment here for Coincards.com. This is your way to cut through that noise. Amazon.com gift cards. These are available both in the United States and in Canada by going to Coincards.com. There is a link in the description of this video. It helps to support this channel if you go to coincards.myb.lol. It is a referral link and it does support the channel, but it doesn't cost you anything, and it does help you get direct exposure to payment on Amazon using the cryptocurrencies that you know and love and that you want to use without having to worry about whether or not Amazon is going to accept crypto natively at any point in the future. You can just bypass all that, get the gift cards, and start using your crypto the way you want to. Obviously, again, work with a CPA or whoever does your taxes to make sure that you understand, you personally understand the tax implication for your personal situation. Everybody's situation is just a little bit different. Before I let you go, just a reminder that later on today, I will be publishing updates to our paper trackers, all of our portfolios. It's been a little bit of time since I've done this. So if you want to see some of the top picks that Mind Your Biz has covered, in some cases since these coins launched, and having interviewed directly the leadership of these coins at a time when nobody heard of them, and yours truly, I helped you get exposure to projects that were just launching and are now multi-million or multi-billion-dollar market cap projects. Stay tuned, turn on notifications, and then check out that video once it's live. Appreciate you watching all the way to the end of this news update, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video. Remember to check out mineyour.biz, where you can sign up for Mine Your Biz Insiders, our occasional newsletter where we don't spam you, but we do send out occasional important information, including flash sales and important deals on privacy-preserving technology. This is one of the ways that we can talk to you without censorship and without the oversight of third-party media platforms. You can also check out the new Mine Your Biz phone, as well as merch, or sign up to become an affiliate for anything sold directly on the mineyour.biz website. You can earn a percentage of anything that we sell. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video. You're the reason I make this media. I love your face. Remember to stay private and mind your biz.